Alrighty folks, it's Seppo Paju here again, coming at you guys with my 10th vlog. It's been 10 straight weeks now. I know Simon and Eagle go crazy like every single day, but you know, I'm doing me. Hope you guys have been enjoying it. And today's subject is upshots. A lot of people talk about my upshots, send me messages about upshots and such. Today we're gonna talk about that. So, I have a few different ways that I like to do upshots, you know. Sometimes I like to go with, you know, slightly more overstable putter with a slight ante and try to drop it, or sometimes slightly understable putter with a little bit of hyzer and try to drop it flat. But however, I'm always just trying to land it soft, and that's the main thing. So let's get to the course and talk about these different techniques, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get those things done. So let's see at the course. Alrighty guys, it's Seppo Paju here, and we just got to the disc golf course. We are here at Lieto disc golf course. This is actually one of the first designs I ever got to do, and we're gonna start off from me showing my discs. So these are my putters that I throw for upshots. I have 4 different putters, 2 different molds. I have PA1s. I have one that's brand new and one that's really beat up. So the brand new one obviously is more overstable, and I have the beat up one, which is pretty straight. I have 2 PA3s, the one that's really neutral in the flight. It's quite straight, slightly understable, and I have my oldest putter, which is really beat up PA3, and it's really understable. I do different things with all of these, and depending on the day, I might choose to do my upshots a little bit differently. Sometimes, as I said earlier, I like to go with a little bit more understable disc for that hyzer flip to flat, or sometimes I like to go with more overstable disc for more anhyzer to hyzer. But we're gonna go through all of these, and we're gonna start off from me throwing my most understable putter. So PA3 for the hyzer flip to flat. The release was just a little bit to the right, so as you can see, I released it with just a little bit of hyzer, and it flipped up to the flat and just went straight. Now we're gonna go to my straightest putter of all, slightly beat up PA3. From this distance, I don't have to give it any angle. I can just release it flat, and it should go really straight. As you can see, the flight is really neutral. It didn't do anything. It didn't go right or left. It just landed really nice and soft. And then my 400 PA1, which is my most used disc. I usually like to release this with just a little bit of anhyzer, and it flexes just a little bit back. Sometimes I give it enough anhyzer that it actually lands flat and doesn't have any hyzer angle when it gets in the ground. But I'm gonna give it just a little bit of ante, and it should get in the ground pretty flat. Works pretty good. And then we're gonna move on to my most overstable PA1. And this I actually sometimes even might go to the right of the line, even with anhyzer, because it has enough stability that I can aim to the right of my line, even with ante, and just drop it really soft by the basket. So here we're actually gonna go to the right of the line from the right side of these 2 trees. They're all pretty close to the basket, probably within like 5 meters. Okay, so now we got even closer to the basket, 30 meters away, so about 90 to 100 feet. And I have a little bit different upshot from this distance. I don't use as much of my body, and it's not as technical of a shot. It's more of like a regular frisbee toss. So overall, it's just more relaxed. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. And the reason really why I do it is just because I want to give it a little bit more nose up, so it slows down, and I can give it a little bit better of a run to the basket. So I might not even turn my head out of the target. I keep my head to the target at all times, and I really try to make it to the basket. That one wasn't very good, but I'm gonna try to make it now. Okay, well, at least it's consistent. I hit the same tree twice. Let's just take it a little bit to the right and make it in the basket now. There it is. That's how you correct your line. Let's try to make this last one even nicer. And now I missed the tree from the left side. But you know what? They're all pretty close and I made at least one of them. Okay, we're a little bit farther, probably about 70 meters away, 210 feet if my math is correct. So the shot once again is a little bit different. The discs are gonna fly slightly different also from the shorter distances, obviously because there's more spin and more pace to the disc. I'm gonna throw first the understable PA3 and you can really see the flip on it. There it is. It didn't flip totally over, but I also gave it a pretty good amount of hyzer. That is one of my favorite lines in the whole game. And then we're gonna move on to my straight PA3. I'm gonna throw it pretty flat. It might turn slightly over. Right under the basket as I estimated the flight to be. And then my favorite, my 400 PA1, the beat up one, I'm gonna have to give it slight bit of anhyzer to play straight. I grip locked that one, so it's not gonna be near the basket. But the last disc is gonna be the 400 PA1, and I'm gonna have to give this actually a pretty good amount of anhyzer. Well, it also hit a tree. Well, you got to see the PA3s, so you got that. Again, upshots are my favorite part of the game. I just really enjoy giving the disc a nice, easy flight path and try to make it in the basket or just try to land it really soft under the basket. It doesn't harm your body and it's overall really enjoyable. Let me know what disc you like to use for your upshots and I'll see you guys next week.